Here's all the cards. 6-deck blackjack. Dealer stands on all 17s. No surrender. Blackjack pays 3-2. Shoe number 4 of Stearn versus flat betting. Gonna try to make this quick as I can. The Stearn series has been giving me a little trouble with getting them up onto YouTube, because for when I have to stop and edit clips together, if the total result video is longer than an hour, YouTube won't let me do it. So I have to put the clips together on my phone, and sometimes the videos get recorded in portrait mode, so I have to rotate them, but I can't rotate them on my phone, so I have to upload them onto YouTube, rotate them on YouTube, download them back to my phone, then put all the clips together if it's more than an hour, and then upload it back to YouTube again. So, inspiration for me to speed up. Anyways, today I'm a few days ahead when I make these, and you're most likely not watching this the day that it's originally posted, but today for me is the day after Memorial Day, so it was nice to have a break. Hope you all had a nice holiday. Take a few minutes to remember why we have Memorial Day, and it's not just for barbecues and beer and that sort of thing. Anyways, getting back to work. Show you all the cards so you know that they're all there. I'm not trying to cheat you. I show you the full shuffle procedure so you can see that, again, that it's a legitimate test we're conducting here. I can tell from the analytics on YouTube that a lot of people skip forward through the card shuffle. Caught ya. Although you're probably not even hearing me say this. That's fine, I get it. It's not really the most exciting part of the game. But I'm going to keep doing it so that nobody will try to accuse me of cheating. Although you do have to trust me with Stearn in the event that I have to get out the second shoe, you have to trust me that I did not go through and manipulate the shoe at that time. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to myself. I'm trying to get a real result here. People keep questioning how I'm doing this here, where I have both betting systems playing on the same cards. And I will maintain that that's the right way to do it, that you have to have both. If you want to compare the systems, you have to have them play on the same sets of cards. If you don't, you're not really testing them against each other. One system could get good cards, the other system could get crappy cards. And even the worst system, if it gets all winning hands, is going to look good. Or the best system, if it gets all losing hands, which is, very, very possible in blackjack especially, then it's not going to look effective. So what you need to do, in my opinion, is you need to have a baseline comparison. And that's the function of the flat bet. It's a benchmark. If the system can do better than the flat better, And that doesn't always mean make more money. It could mean lose less. Then that is a score for the system. But if the system performs worse than flat betting, either by losing more or not winning as much, then maybe the system isn't so great. Because flat betting should show us basically the house edge, and I think that which is slight in blackjack if you play properly. And I think that we've been basically seeing that when I've done the full summaries of all of the hands of flat betting. It's pretty close to 50-50. It's not right on. I think actually it's doing slightly up, if I remember. That can change. So anyways, I do a 7-shoe series, and then I do a summary. 7 shoes is really, truthfully, not enough to say definitively whether any particular system can consistently beat flat betting or consistently beats the house edge. But it's a start. It's much better than 1 shoe. And over time, as I keep doing them and keep adding them and keep looking at the summaries, we'll start to get a better idea. So anyways, this is Stearn. Stearn is a very interesting system, I think. It is a combination. It's generally a negative progressive system. This is simulating a player cutting the deck. But it has a parlay aspect to it. Looking for about 75 to 80% penetration here. It has been giving us no fewer than 45 hands on a heads-up 6-deck shoe. And then Stearn also deviates from regular basic strategy. Both players start with 50 units, which is right here. Very quickly there, okay? Stearn will be on this side, the flat better will be on this side, as you can see by the labels. These are units, not dollar amounts. Base bet is 1 unit, max bet is 100 units. Neither side will reach that. So that's like playing a $5 table with a $500 max. It's fairly common layout. Is that 5? Yeah, that's 5. Okay. First card was a burn card. And here we go. I'll bring out the Stearn strategy as needed. For the most part, it is like basic strategy. Insurance, both systems never take insurance. Insurance closed. Basic strategy, also known as like the card or the book. I get mine from the Wizard of Odds. I refer to it as needed. No blackjack there. 20 stands. 6, 16, 21. Alright, well, let me just very quickly bring up the sheet for Stearn, the Stearn Blackjack. Here's your betting progression. Every loss you move down in the sequence. So you started with your base bet of 1, you lost, you're going to bet 1 again. As you keep moving down, you go. Stearn's, what I've seen published only goes up to a level 9. You'll have to watch the other videos. We've gotten past level 9. I used my own logic and reasoning to come up with what to do there. You can play it your own way. This is the Stearn strategy. This is pretty much normal. The only places that you really deviate are when it comes to whether or not you double down or split. And it also depends on what level you're on in your progression. So it changes a little bit. In general, Stearn tightens up the higher level you are, meaning you're wagering more. So as you can see, levels 1 through 6, you'd only double down a 9 to a 5 or a 6, a 10 to a 4 to 7, and 11 a 2 to a 9. That's a that right there is a change. In basic strategy, you would double down an 11 to up to a 10. So that's a change. Once you get level 7, you only go up, doubling an 11 up to a 7, and past level 7 here, you're not going to double down at all. So similarly, there are some differences in splitting. I'll get to them as needed. Now, this is position 2. Oh, by the way, I forgot, but I keep a loss column over here for Stearn. It helps me keep track of what position that Stearn is in the progression. 20 stands to a 5, 15, 25. Okay, so with that, Stearn gets paid back out of his loss column. Now what Stearn is going to do after a win, after a first win, Stearn will press that bet. So usually you stack them straight on. I'm going to offset it to help me remember that I'm in position 2. Because now if Stearn loses, Stearn will move to the next position in the progression, which would be position 3, still a wager of 1. But if Stearn wins, an ace check here, okay, so it's Blackjack, pays 3 to 2. If Stearn wins, then Stearn has completed the cycle and starts over at level 1. If this was the first hand, or the first win, and Stearn was getting Blackjack, the Blackjack would not count against his loss column, or would not come out of his loss column. It would just be a bonus payment. At least that's how I've been doing it. Haven't seen anything else written specifically about that. And you would not parlay the bonus payment. Same with multiple wins on splits and double downs. You don't parlay the bonus winnings, which is similar to what we've done for Fibonacci and martingale, but it is different than what we did for paroley, where you parlay the entire thing to avoid paroley becoming a 1-2-4 system. You parlay the whole thing. 20 stands, didn't need the ace check there, no ace, and that's a win. So again, from position 1, Stearn will press to a 2-unit wager. I had to go back and look that up to make sure that I was right about that. And yes, you do. And so if Stearn wins this, he actually would close his cycle with a gain of 3 units, which is kind of a nice win. Helps to offset any potential losses. 13 hits, 23. So now, I should have offset that. That's what I meant to do to help keep track. Actually, no, I should not. That puts Stearn in position 2, wager of 1 unit. So yeah, well, there you go. Oh, so here's the Blackjacks case. You're down 2 in your loss column, but you're only going to get 1 out of that plus the half. Yes, I know those are quarters. Those of you that have been watching for a while know that those are only representative of a half of a unit. So Stearn, when Stearn presses this, Stearn is not going to press the half a unit. He's just going to keep that. He's going to press that. He's in position 2 now. If he loses, he'll go to position 3. If he wins, he'll complete the cycle. $13 hits to a dealer 9 in both systems. 19 stands, 17. So Stearn will get paid the 1 from his loss column, plus another 1 from his rack, from the dealer rack, and that will complete the Stearn's cycle, and he'll start over position 1, and with however much up he is, 3.5 maybe. By the way, I do keep track of the number of hands that we're running over here on the side. that helps when I get to doing the summaries. A soft 18 to a 3. Sorry, I had to run away there. I know I said I have the strategy card here, and I do have it. I just forgot to bring it in. So I just want to make sure, because, yeah, see, a soft 18 to a 3 is a double down. I thought so, but I wanted to make sure. So, but let's check. See, here's the difference for Stearn. Stearn only doubles down 9s, 10s, and 11s. So this may or may not matter as far as getting the cards out of sync. Let's just throw it out there first, see if it does. Okay, so now we have a 14 to a 3. Stearn wouldn't hit that. Nobody would hit that. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, because certainly some people would. But we don't have to worry about Stearn perhaps hitting again on top of this, because then I have to stop and I have to line up the other shoe, and then things do start to diverge a little bit. 6, 8, 9. Oh, that's trouble. 11, 21. So Stearn saved money there by not doubling down. So if you've watched the other shoes, you've seen it happen where, because Stearn may, it didn't happen there, but it could happen where Stearn would then hit again in that situation, or when the flat better doubled down and then Stearn was like, didn't double down, so and then he got a small card and then was like, oh, I need to hit again. Then that's going to mess up the flow of the cards. And so the way I've been treating that, Stearn getting back from the loss column, is I set up a mirrored second shoe, and the flat better plays off one Stearn in position 2. That's a press, position 2 press, or parlay. That's what I've been saying. 13 hits, 23. Stearn position 3. Yeah, so rather than going, oh well, the flat better misses out on these cards that Stearn took, then I have to run 2 different shoes. One side will be a little bit ahead of the other, but it gets to what I'm trying to do when I do that. 8 takes a card, 15 hits again, 21, very nice. 13, 15, too many. Stearn getting back from position 3, still down 1. It's the thing where, by the way, that was hand 11, where somebody takes a hit that they weren't supposed to take according to basic strategy, and it's like, oh, you took the dealer's bust card. Okay, so that's fine, for that one particular hand, but what about how that affects the next hand and the hand after that? So that's why I run, when necessary, the 2 separate shoes. It's a lot of work, but I think it's the right thing to do. 13 stands to a dealer 2. 11, 17. So this is going to put Stearn, since that was position 3, that was position 3 parlay for Stearn. Stearn is now in position 4. It now increases the wager to 2 units. So if this was a $5 table, you've gone from betting $5 to $10 after 3 losses. Well, 20 will stand. 15, 21. Position 5, or level 5, however you want to call it, for Stearn is also a wager of 2 units. $19 will stand to a 3. Soft 19, I should say, stands to a 3, 10, and 20. Now, I'll just very quickly show Stearn, after position 5, goes to position 6, increases the wager to 4. So again, $5 table, that's going from $10 to $20. Soft 19 stands to a dealer 6, 13, 23. Okay, so from the loss column, Stearn gets back 4, which he will parlay or press the entire thing there. So wager is 8. I'm going to offset this like that to show that that is position 5 parlay. You're going to have to figure out a way to keep track of that yourself at the table. I keep saying that. 16 hits, 19 stands, 20, that goes down. So with that loss of position 6 parlay, see, this is why I keep the loss column over here, puts Stearn in position 7, again increasing the wager. Nope, sorry, not yet increasing the wager. Still a wager of 4 units. So take the Stearn strategy with you, just like you would take the basic strategy card, or you should take the basic strategy card. Refer to it as needed, and also a pencil with an eraser or something help you keep track of where you are in the progression. 10 hits, 15 hits again, 21, I think you need it, 19, okay, so Stearn getting back 4, and Stearn will parlay that. So this is position, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parlay. Okay, that's how I'm keeping track of it. So I don't have, I'm not gonna, I gotta get you the cards as quickly as I can. I can't keep track on a piece of paper. So I have my little chip stacks here. Like I said, the casino is not going to do that for you, but I will, because I'm nice. Okay, so let's just verify. Doubling down, the flat better, yes, will double down. An 11, but see, we are now, what I say, level 7. You will still double down for a 2, anything from a 2 to a 7, which a 4 falls right in the middle of that. So this is no deviation yet. However, this will be a wager of, or a double down wager of 8. Single card. Whew, 14, 8, 13, 15. Come on. There we go. Good thing that was there. Otherwise, that 8 kills you. So great. Okay, so like I said before, with blackjack and other multiple or wins above the base bet are not going to be paid, or do not come out of your loss column. Okay, so this was the position 7 parlay. So look, here's how it works. Ignoring that for right now. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 from your loss column. There, you closed out all of your losses, plus 1 from the rack to make 8. So you closed out your cycle at a gain of 1 unit, which is that one right there, plus any other bonus payments that you got. I don't remember if you had the blackjack in this one or not, but you definitely have this double down payment right there of 8. So congratulations, that's a nice win. And closing of your cycle, getting you out, getting you back down to a single unit, where now you can suffer some losses again, because you got nice big stacks going on. Not that you want to suffer losses, but we all know they're coming sooner or later. Okay, So it's sort of like, this time it worked out like a martingale, where you want to close out your cycle at a gain of 1. Sometimes it's you close it out like Fibonacci, and you close it out at a break even. 16 hits, 26. And it took me a little while to figure out, and I'm, still haven't exactly seen it specifically mentioned. This is a level 1 parlay, that sometimes you'll close Stearn out for a small loss, or sometimes a slightly larger loss. And I do think that is right for Stearn, player Blackjack, because Stearn, the only thing it really mentions is that, the amount that you win, that you're able to win by using the Stearn system, is enough to offset any losses that you may rack up. That's a second set of 10 hands. That's 20. So what that means to me is, like, and they don't just mean that those times when you bust out, or those times when you, like what happens to us here, when you end the shoe mid progression in the middle of your cycle, and the table closes and the casino closes. Because that's a specific to how we're doing things here, or some smaller casinos, or like cruise ships where they're going to close down. Just verifying, a soft 13 is only a hit to a 7. That is a soft 18 to a 7 is a stand. 14, 15, 22. So anyways, because like martingale, martingale would, that is a parlay, position 1. Martingale is the perfect system as long as you have enough money and you never hit a table limit. But that's not how things work. 16, 19. Position 2 for Stearn, wager of 1. So what I think, like I was saying, Stearn, it's not talking about when you have to end the cycle and the casino closes. I think push is a repeat of the wager and position. I think it's talking about those times when you close your cycle for a loss, which will happen when you have multiple double down losses going through your sequence. That you'll work your way back through, and you'll get to higher amounts, and you'll press, and you will eventually win that press. 20, 18. One back from the double down loss for Stearn, just kind of like I was talking about. But Stearn is early enough in the progression where now that he presses this, he does have a chance to close out for a gain. Perhaps even a bonus. 19 stands to a dealer 9, or soft 19 stands to a dealer 9. 14, 17. So there's Stearn's closing the loss column, +1 for the parlayed. Right, yeah, that was the parlay. I should have actually had that offset to show me that was from position 2. But that's okay now because it's over. Yeah, so Stearn, I think I know I keep repeating myself, but it's hard to talk and do all this. It accepts the fact that sometimes you will lose a few units, but that your ability to win throughout the cycle will offset those losses. That's what I think. If you have other opinions about that, let us know. 17 stands to a 2, flipping a 5, that's a 7, drawing a 2, that's a 9, 19. Oops. Position 2 for Stearn. I can throw you another blackjack? I will. I'm that kind of guy today. So, let me, need some change there, please. Stearn's going to get back 1 from the loss column, plus the bonus payment, but he's not going to press that half of a unit. So this is a position 1 parlay for Stearn. Anyways, that's what I think. Sometimes Stearn will close the cycle for a loss, and that's okay by Stearn, position 2. $20 obviously stands to a 5. That's an 8. 13. Too many. 22. So 1 back from the lost column for Stearn. Now usually I think when Stearn's going to close for a loss, it's going to be, I think the idea is that position 2 parlay, it's controlled loss. It's not like martingale where it just keeps going and going and going, or even Fibonacci keeps going and going and going. That Stearn will get you to close. Oops, I'm sorry. That belongs there. 12 hits, 22, 14. It's another 10, that's 30 hands. Position 3 for Stearn, still a wager of 1 unit. $12 hits to 8. 17 stands. 12. 22. 1 back for Stearn. 1 there. Stearn will press. If Stearn can now win, he'll close out the cycle. He's still down 2. I guess I should get that out. I found the sequence of, what your, different levels, what you are expected to win or lose as you close. Oops. 14, 21. You want that 7? I think you did want that 7. And that was a parlay, right? Yep. So Stearn again closing out the cycle. I don't know if it's a gain, loss, or break even. I'm pretty sure it's not a loss. I don't know how much of a win or if it's just break even. I'm not tracking that kind of thing per se. I'm just trying to keep you in the right place in the sequence. 12 stands to 4. 14. Most important card. Dealer busts. Position 1 parlay for Stearn. How about another blackjack? You want it? You don't want another blackjack. It's too confusing, right? Ah. All right, I'll give it to you. But you got to give me some change. Well, time and a half here. That was the parlay, right? So you're out of the cycle again. 4 gain plus a bonus. Hot table, huh? Hot dealer. Position 1. Say that halfway for myself. 13 needs a card, not that card. Position 2. Getting in trouble grabbing cards today. 14 stands to a dealer 4. 8. 9, 19. Dealer's going to go with 19. Sorry. Position 3 for Stearn. Pair of 9s. To a 3. Let's just make sure we get this right. Basic strategy, pair of 9s to a 3 is a split. In Stearn, a pair of 9s, you would split for levels 1 through 5, and we're at level 3. Anywhere from a 2 to a 9 except a 7, which is coincidentally the same as regular basic strategy. So we will split, and it goes like that. And we'll play this side first. 19, you're good there, right? Play this one. 19, you good with 19 there too? 13, 17. Okay, so there's the flat better, paying him first. Okay, I'm gonna get the flat better out of the way just so that I can talk about this. So you're right now, Stearn is down 2, and though even though you won 2, you're gonna get paid for that one out of the loss column, and then you're gonna get paid this one as your bonus, just like double down out of the rack. So you're still down 1. You were in position 3 or level 3. So this is your bonus paid. Both of those go away. This is level 3 parlay, so that's why for my tracking purposes I have it offset. And we continue. Well, I've given you lots of blackjacks. Do I give the dealer a blackjack? Insurance, of course you don't want insurance. Insurance closed. I don't have it. 13 hits. You needed the 8, not the 2. That is 15. 16. Card counters, I don't know. Do we hit that? We hit it according to strategy. 25 is too many. Pair of aces. See, and the dealer would have split, right? No. Just kidding. Position 4 for Stearn, increasing the wager to 2 units. Quick ace check, it's not there. 9 needs a card. 19, that's good. 19, push. Same position and same wager, so it's still level 4 and 2 units for Stearn. Pair of jacks, you want to split those up to a 6? No, you don't. 13, 23, you get 2 back from the loss column for Stearn. By the way, that's hand 40, so we are getting there, expecting 45 hands. At this point, now this is a position 4 parlay for Stearn. Actually, I want to do it like this. That helps me. That shows me that this is 4, this is 3, and that's level 2, and then level 1 is still back here. Now, in the casino, they're going to straighten you out like that. So, again, you got to find a way to keep track at the table. If you can do it in your head, great. If you can do it in your head while you're drinking, even better. See, now I have to bring these back off because that's a loss. So there's 2, 3, and 4. See, that's how I'm doing it. That's hand 41. Did I say that before? Position 5 for Stearn is another wager of 2 units. A 7, that's not good enough. You need something else. 16, that's not quite enough. Need another card. Not that one. Not the 8 of spades. Lots of 8s. Position 6 for Stearn. Wager is now 4 units. And Stearn does have a slight risk now of ending the shoe mid-cycle. So you have to decide what to do. Like I was saying before, this table closes, the casino closes, and if you're down, you just have to suck up that loss. In standard play, regular casino, 18, 9, 19, you have to make the decision what to do next on the next shoe. Do you pick up where you left off? So right now you're going to position 7, wager of 4 units. And is that how you would open your next shoe? Or do you start over at 1? Or whatever it is. You have to make that decision. I can't tell you what to do. I can just put cards out for you. Let's see. Position 7. This is a double down for basic strategy. Let's just double check on Stearn, because now we've gotten to level 7. We have a 9. They only want you to double down to a 5 or 6 anyways. They wouldn't want you to double to a 3. So we're getting a little bit of difference. And level 7, you would not double down. And anything higher, you would also not double down. Now, here's the thing. This is what I was talking about. This is where the shoes can get can branch off from each other. If you double down for the flat better and you pull like a 2, you're going to take another card. Even if you pulled a 3, you're going to take another card. A 12 to a 3, you're going to hit. I know. That's basic strat. Well, let's see. 12 to a 3. Actually, Stearn would not hit. Oh, no, it would hit. It would stand to a 4, 5, or 6. So, and then that would be like taking the dealer's card in that situation. So maybe we'll get there. Maybe we won't. Hopefully, I'll just give you like a 10 and everything will be cool. But Stearn is not doubling down. I think the idea is that it's getting more conservative, that it's harder to make back these larger sums of money. And a 9 is not really the best hand to be doubling down into, especially to a 3. A 3's only semi-weak. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, so it's a 16. You're not going to hit a 16 to a 3, so we're fine there. And you just need to hope for a dealer bust. And that's a good start. And that is not a good ending, okay? So, you know, Stearn had a larger stake out here, but he only lost, you know, 1 wager. Flat better lost 2 wagers. It's complicated. Stearn's a little more, well, you know, it's not so bad. It gets more complicated for how we're conducting the test here. That was level 7. You're moving now to level 8. Wagers 8 units. You want to see what we do when if you get past that level 9 or you lose at level 9, you got to watch some of the other videos. It does happen. And that's one of the things about Stearn. By the way, this is hand 45, so we made it to our expected. At 11, the flat better will definitely double down. Let's just quickly check. We're past level 7. No more doubling down, even in 11 to a dealer 10. First, let's make sure there's no ace. Well, this saves us a little work, I guess. There's the ace. So the dealer blackjack. Not that I wanted to save you work, but hey, you always lose the hand that you don't want to lose. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is level 9. Again, a wager of 8. High risk now of ending the shoe mid-cycle. And that's tough. But you win 2 in a row, and you'll be out. So first half of what you need. That's a nice. You're not going to hit that. Uh-oh. 21. Oh, we done it again. Okay, so I think this is personally, I think this is a deficiency in Stearn. Whoever, I think George Stearn, when he came up with this, he obviously did a lot of work to figure this out. But then he stopped at level 9. And it says in the documentation, it says, because the odds of, you know, this many consecutive losses is so low. Well, of course, this keeps happening to us in Stearn, and it has happened in some of the other tests where you will get a losing streak of 9 in a row, you know, not counting pushes, or even with Stearn, you might get a win in there, and then since you just parlay, and then if you lose that, you pick up where you left off in the progression. So sure, you could have, you know, 6 losses and then a win and then 7 more losses in a row, and then you've obviously gotten past 9. So what do? Do you continue with 8, or do you continue to double every 2 like you can see the pattern is? Again, I've said this in other videos. It would have just been so easy for them to either say, don't bet any more than 8 units, or continue to double as long as you can afford it. So that's my gripe with Stearn. What we've been doing is we've continued to double every 2. Makes sense to me. It gives you an opportunity to, while yes, it puts more at risk, it gives you an opportunity to get back. If you just keep betting at 8, you're just flat betting. And, you know, flat betting theoretically should not work. You might get you back in and to close your cycle for at a loss maybe, but you know, right now we're down into it. That was hand 46. So we're going to continue. Next wager is 16. You have the money for it. We do come to the table with a little bit more than what Stearn originally recommends. That they say you only have to come to the table with $165 at a $5 table, which is 33 units. Is that right? Yeah, 33 units, and you come with 50. They say, and then they even say, well, you can just come with 150 because that extra 15 is only to cover if you should get that long losing streak. So really, yeah, 150 is enough. 150 would not be enough. 33 units. I don't think you would be able to cover at this point. This wager, and maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want you to stop sooner so you don't incur so many losses. But for consistency, we keep coming to the table with 50 units. I think that if you're coming to the table with more units, that you can then afford to continue to double like we've been doing. If you disagree, please post it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing it this way. At least I'm being consistent. Okay, well, hand 47, Stearn will not double down. At least, you know, we don't have to make that up. That's pretty obvious. But the flat better will. Again, this isn't really going to mess up anything up. If you get a 2, you're not going to hit. If you get an ace, you're great, right? And anything else, you're not going to hit again. So it's only have to worry about one card. And there it is, the 2 for a 12. 16, come on. 20. Oi. You know, this is the game of blackjack. This is how it goes. So sticking to the my reasoning that I just explained at great length, second wager of 16. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Position 11. Oh man. Okay, well, insurance. It'd be tempting, right, at this point to insure that. Insurance closed. Well, you're not going to take a card. 20. Push. Same position, same wager. That's too bad because that was hand 48 and there can't be that many hands left. So that could have been your chance to win, press, and close. And in fact, that being the cut card, this is the last hand. So you are going to end up ending the shoe mid-cycle. Hopefully you can at least get something back. 5 hits. 13, you need another 8. Not bad, right? That's 18. 12. 21. Well, there you go. 49 hands. Don't let them tell you that you can't get on these long losing streaks, because obviously you can. It keeps happening. It's why the casino is so nice and is able to give you free drinks. Okay, so 49 hands. Let's count them up. All right, let's look at Stearn. First, let's change that. Now, of course, if this, you know, you can pick up Stearn on the next shoe. You were at 16, go to 32. You win 2 in a row. You're good. You're back, and you're well below table max. Take you several more losses to get to, well, 4 more losses. Two levels of 32, 2 levels of 64 before you're going to hit the table max. So you have a good chance. Hopefully you don't have, well, you won't be doubling down or splitting, I guess. Anyways, 5, 10, 13. That puts you down 37. So 30, at least on my way, it's a 3 and a 7. That tells me, and obviously you're down. 37. Let's look at the flat better. First, let me change in a couple of those units. $10, $20, $25, $30, $35, $40, $45, $51 and a half. Gain of 1.5. Now, that means that the shoe overall was pretty normal. You know, was neither good shoe nor bad shoe. It was slightly good, just a tiny, tiny bit good. You had winning streaks, I think, and then you obviously had losing streaks because you got down in that progression a few times, and then this one just kept going and going and going. Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think you have to decide how to play this. You're either going to walk away down 37 or 185 bucks, or you're going to keep playing and trying to get that back, and hopefully you have the bankroll to pay for it, to cover, you know, once you start betting 32s, that's $160 per hand, and when you get to 64, that's $320 a hand. You're going to need several hundred more dollars to back you up, and maybe that's how you want to play. Now, maybe you could argue that we should have just held it at 8 units, and yeah, that would have worked out. We would have lost a lot fewer units on those last couple of hands, but you also would have had less opportunity to win back. Which do you want to do? You know, like I said, I'm going to do it my way and be consistent in that. Okay, let's I kind of wanted to do this just for fun. Let's see, you know, let's just say this, I'm going to, out of the same shoe, let's just pretend this is the next couple of hands to see. So you were at 16, yet you'd now be wagering 32. I'm not going to put it out, just in our heads, 32. Bust. Oh, so that now you're down another 32. Let's go again. So wagering second level of 32s is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be level 13. What's that? 12? 22. See, you're still not, I mean, yeah, it's not a new shoe, but you're still not winning. Now you would wager 64 for level 14. You know, this is fine to keep going down in the shoe. The only reason that they stop the shoe when they do is so that you can't effectively card count as well and go, oh, now I know that all the 10s are used up, for example. The 10, well, normally you would double down to a 9. Obviously you won't for, you wouldn't for Stearn. 18, 17. So now you've won. So this was your first bet of 64. So now, so here's the problem. Once you get to 64, you can't press or parlay that whole 64. So now you'd be wagering a table max at 100. Okay, and you need to win this hand, and you still would not get everything back. You would get most of it back. Oy. 16, 12, 14, 21. So, yeah, look, I mean, even if you picked up Stearn on the next shoe, you're still gone. You just lost at your parlay at table max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. That was level 15. And yeah, you had some wins, but then you parlayed them and you lost them. Anyways, that was interesting. Hope you don't mind. You can obviously, you don't have to watch my videos, so I can do whatever I want. 49 hands. Stearn minus 37, flat better up 1.5. I do hope you enjoyed, and I do hope you stayed for the whole thing. Thanks for watching. Bye.